Okay, today I'm going to give you a little bit more help with doing the molecular weight problems. What I want you to do is I want you to go to here to Moodle, and you're going to actually go to these practice problems, Snow Day assignment number 2, practice problems. When you click on it, you're going to get to this quiz. Now, here's the deal. In order to get credit, you need to actually do these problems the way I show you. All right? You're going to do it on a piece of paper. You're going to send it to me. And then what you're going to do is you are going to fill your answers in here and check your answers to make sure you did it right. You really need to do both things. You need to send me a screen grab or you need to send me a picture of your assignment, and you have to actually fill in the answers. So I'm going to show you how to do a couple of these. First one I'm going to do is H2SO4. So I'm going to go Control C to H2SO4, and I'm going to put it down here, H2SO4. Now, start off with, I'm going to put down in a row hydrogen. There's there's sulfur, and then there's O4 is oxygen. Remember, and this is something, it's a little tricky. You need to remember these are supposed to be subscripts to start off with. In a legit chemical formula, they'd be subscripts. All right? But that represents the number of the atom directly in front of it. So what that means is we have 2 hydrogens. We have 1, because there's no number, so when there's no number, it's assumed to be 1. And we have 4 oxygens. Now, I'm not asking you to do this on Excel. It's just that Excel works for me because I can do it and you don't have to deal with my handwriting. All right, so now what are we going to do? Well, we're going to multiply each one of these by the molecular weight. All right, and again, you're going to do this with your calculator, but you have to write this out. So I'm going to look up the molecular weight, and I don't really need to look up the molecular weight of hydrogen because I know it. The molecular weight of hydrogen is 1.0. Oops. The molecular weight of oxygen is 16. And unfortunately, Excel doesn't like zeros. It'll just cut them off. It doesn't understand about significant figures. Now, sulfur I'm actually going to have to look up, and I'm actually going to cheat. I'm just going to look up the molecular weight of sulfur. The atomic weight, excuse me, the atomic weight of sulfur. Now, I actually know some of these, and the atomic weight is 32. Okay, so we're just going to put in 32. Now, again, you're not allowed to do that on a test, so you would probably want to get your periodic table. Okay, so now what do we have here? Well, we know we have 2 hydrogens and each one weighs 1. So basically, we know 2 times 1. I plug in my calculator. 2 times 1 is 1. That's not really too tricky. And I've got 1 sulfur, and we know that weighs 32 AMUs. So 1 times 32 is 32. And we have 4 oxygens. Each oxygen weighs 16. All right. So the weight of all the oxygen H2SO4 is 4 times 16 is 32, and 32 is 64. If you plug that into the calculator, your calculator, you find out that that is correct. All right. So, oops, I'm going to actually do this, pull this over a little bit. So we multiply these two guys, 2 and 1 get 2. 1 times 32 is 32. So this is the weight of all the atoms in H2SO4, which happens to be sulfuric acid. And then all I have to do is to find out the molecular weight of sulfuric acid. I add these up. So 2 and 2 is 4, and 4 is 8. And then 3 and 6 is 9. So the number should be 98. Great. So I've done this. Now, you would have done this with paper. If you guys can do this with Excel, God love you doing it in Excel. All right, that's fine. But now let's go back to our problems and see if that was correct. So I think it's going to be, what did I just say it was? 98. Let's plug it in and see what it comes up with. 98. Hit check. And that tells me that I'm correct. So you're going to do all of these problems here. There's 9 problems. I already did the first one for you, but you're still going to have to do it on your loose leaf paper. And that's basically assignment. Molecular weight, I understand we have not done this before, but I think you will find this reasonably easy to do, and this tutorial should help you get it done. All right, there you go.